Good evening. I'm Muffy McMillan, Opportunity International's Global Ambassador for Women and Girls. And also, I've had the wonderful opportunity to sit on the board of Opportunity International. Tonight, to celebrate Opportunity International's 50th anniversary, what's so exciting? We get to do our first virtual tour ever done. So it's a big kickoff to really celebrate the 50th. Also, what's exciting about Colombia is that Opportunity started there in 1971 with its very first loan to Mr. Carlos Moreno. Seeing the incredible struggles the Colombians face and the challenges that they overcome with the resources and support from Opportunity International is really life-changing. And I hope you get a chance to see this tonight. The journey across Colombia will give you the opportunity to get to know our clients and, also look and see the impact of their work. 50 years later, our anniversary, we're serving more than 7 million clients around the world with the same loans. Opportunity's core model is to combine business loans, training, and support. This model creates an enabling environment to these hardworking women and men to grow their incomes, their families, their dignity, their self-respect. I mean, the model is really phenomenal. 50 years later, Opportunity has made 500,000 loans in Colombia to people like the ones you'll see today. I have to mention that Colombia really is a country of challenge and also hope. It's suffered decades of civil unrest that plunged the country into poverty with more than 7 million people displaced during those years. It was just emerging into a state of peace when all of a sudden COVID-19 hit. Colombians, as you will see today, are strong and resilient. Opportunity is doing hard work and going to the places where these people have been left behind, the parts of cities, that don't have jobs, the places where displaced Colombians and Venezuelan refugees are struggling to survive. What I love is Opportunity's team is building hope and community there. The people of this wonderful country really are strong and resilient, and you will see this. I have such a strong tie to this country. I love Colombia. And without further ado, please go grab a drink, grab a glass, get your passport, and let's get on board and start our tour.
Welcome you to Colombia. This is a country of wonderful diversity, great contrast, and inspiring people. For those of you coming back, thank you for coming back. And for those of you visiting us for the first time, we love you for being here, and I can't wait to show you our work. My name is Brian Olarte. I am the Country Director for Colombia, and I'll be introducing you to our work, our staff, and our inspiring clients. We'll talk more about what we do around the world in the car. Let's go, guys. This will be a wonderful experience. For those who are new to Opportunity International, we're a global non-for-profit that provides innovative financial products to our clients so they can leverage their business, work their way out of extreme poverty and ultra poverty, and send their children to school. So we do this by providing financial services, technical assistance, and training so our clients can build sustainable livelihoods and educate their children. We work in 29 countries, and that work got all started here in Colombia. In 1971, we gave our very first microloan to a young entrepreneur named Carlos Moreno. Like most of our clients, Mr. Carlos Moreno was looking to give sustainability to his family and saw a gap in the market. With our loan, he was able to put it to work, and after 2 years of working, he had 11 employees and offered to his clientele 52 types of spices. I want to take you to a very special place for us. It is a place where we do Village Savings and Loans Associations. So what are Village Savings and Loans Associations? These are savings groups, we call them here in Colombia. We bring together no more than 19 people. They save in a box that has 3 keys and 3 locks, and there are key bearers. There's a box bearer, there's a president, there's a counter, and it's a very formal group. They save up. They agree on a bi-weekly saving amount for each member. And once each member has enough savings, then they can apply to loans. And that's why there is a credit committee. The loans are disbursed. They have 4 months to pay back the loan with the interest. And the interest, they agree within the group how much they're going to charge each other in the interest. Of course, it's not above the allowed interest by the financial authorities. Additionally to learning how to save, because saving is an integral part of moving out of poverty. Additionally to saving, then they come and they learn about budgeting. This is called financial literacy. They learn about budgeting. They learn about doing a savings plan. They learn about their business, and they learn about the financial Colombian system. Why? Or the Colombian financial system. Why? Because we have children, we have adults, and we have Venezuelan refugees in these groups. So it helps everybody that needs help in Colombia. So let's go and see what this Village and Savings Loans Associations. They are in my heart, and they will be in your heart once you see them. We're here at the Sunflower Community. We've been working here for a couple of years. This is where we have our Village Savings and Loans Associations, or savings groups. The meeting is already started, and we're gonna sneak in. Guys, turn off your phones and let's go see what's going on. Come on. Okay guys, we're here at the savings site. We have the Conquistadoras Savings Group, the Conquerors, made up by 14 wonderful women that have saved up to 1.4 million pesos. That's around $500. So let's go.
Mi rol manejando el grupo, más que todo se basa en direccionarles, enseñándoles cómo pueden gobernar el equipo, llevar adelante el grupo de ahorro y entregándole a cada una los roles que le corresponde a cada persona dentro del equipo. La metodología está direccionada con el fin de que ellas puedan guardar sus dineros. Esa cajita viene con todos los útiles necesarios para que ellas puedan gobernarse. Dentro de esa caja vienen los útiles para la portadora de llaves, portadora de caja, la registradora y los contadores. Ellas con esa caja hacen todo su rol del banco y guardan sus dineros, llevando todo el orden que corresponde a cómo es la metodología del ingreso del dinero. Ellas se reúnen cada 15 días o puede ser cada mes, y de acuerdo a la organización del presidente, registradores, contadores y portadores de llaves, ellas efectúan su reunión en cada fecha. Es importante que se ayuden entre sí porque la metodología les enseña que debemos de ser equipos, apoyo la una con la otra. En una temporada tan difícil y tan abatida como estamos viviéndola en este momento, es muy bueno tener una mano ayuda y que ellas mismas puedan subsistir con sus propios medios, con lo que ellas pueden ahorrar, con lo que pueden guardar y aún así con lo que pueden hacer dentro de sus actividades. El logro que ellas han tenido más que todo es la unidad entre ellas mismas. Así como hemos visto que el COVID ha lanzado muy fuerte a toda la humanidad, pues ha habido una dificultad económica grande y muchas han querido a veces desfallecer. Tuve una gran idea y la idea era de hacer un bazar gastronómico para que se apoyaran entre sí haciendo comidas, ventas de comidas en diferentes puntos y con eso ya han logrado poder ayudarse y ahorrar con facilidad. Pues el trato con todas estas hermosas mujeres, la comunidad, ver que ellas pueden salir adelante y ser yo ese instrumento que puedo usar para que ellas puedan subsistir con sus propios esfuerzos. Hacerles saber que sí se puede y que en verdad pueden hacer muchas cosas con sus propios ahorros.
My name is Emily, and I wanted to share a little bit with you all about some of the things that stood out to me the most whenever I first visited an Opportunity Savings Group in Colombia. And I think what I noticed the most was that these savings groups really are about leveraging and amplifying a strength that the community already has. And in particular, what I saw was this strength of communal identity, of collective identity. It's not just about me and what works for me, but it's about what works for all of us, and the belief that whenever we all thrive, individuals thrive. And whenever I thrive, it impacts the community. So I really saw that at play in the savings group that I visited. And not only that, but related to this sort of desire for it to benefit the whole, now what we're seeing is that some people in savings groups are actually helping start savings groups for their children so that they can pass down this knowledge and that there will continue to be ripple effects throughout the next generation. It's such a beautiful thing to see whenever that community strength gets amplified and how it will impact future generations.
Hello everybody. We have arrived at the La Luz neighborhood. This neighborhood is a more traditional neighborhood of Barranquilla, more established families. However, the neighborhoods are plagued by crime, lack of opportunity, and just overall drug crime. As you notice, the homes are made of brick and mortar, so they're a little bit more established, but you will see how families that have done better, you will see that they have better homes. So please follow me and let's go meet Erica, who is a wonderful historical story of an opportunity client. Let's go, guys.
Bueno, nací en el barrio La Luz. Mi familia, mis padres, Ana Rosa, Víctor, 3 hermanos. Yo soy la mayor de mis 4 hermanos. Una familia bonita. Mi mamá luchó mucho para salir adelante. Bueno, entramos en el negocio del calzado por mi compañero. Él fue el que me llevó a enamorarme de este arte. Iniciamos la labor por ser independientes, el amor de ser independientes, de tener nuestro propio negocio. Pues iniciamos, no se me olvida, con un crédito que nos hizo Ágape en su momento, hace 23 años, cuando inicié con esta empresa. El primer crédito fue de 180,000 pesos, lo utilizamos para materia prima. El segundo crédito lo utilizamos para comprar una máquina plana que actualmente la tenemos, fue nuestra primera máquina. Actualmente tengo 6 máquinas, el cambio ha sido total. Hoy en día contamos con 9 empleados y hemos ido creciendo. De hecho, tuve la necesidad de estudiar contabilidad para poder llevar la contabilidad y las finanzas de la empresa. Mejoramos la economía porque había momentos de dificultades en los cuales no teníamos y nosotros tuvimos la oportunidad de tener nuestros propios ingresos a raíz de la ayuda y el aporte que nos dio la empresa. Mi vida cambió radicalmente porque ya tengo otras metas, otras oportunidades o sea, quiero otras aspiraciones. Mi sueño es tener una marca y que sea reconocida nacional e internacional.
¿Qué le dirías a alguien que está empezando con Opportunity, así como tú empezaste hace 23 años?
Que aprovechen la oportunidad y que no todas las empresas como esta brindan esa oportunidad. Entonces es un apoyo que le dan para que uno salga adelante independiente, porque esto es más que todo para ser independiente.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rebecca,
And I'm Paul.
and we're excited to be traveling with you today. You know, we've met about 15 entrepreneurs like Erica in Colombia, people who are working their hardest to work their way out of poverty and build a better life for their families. Many of the opportunity clients we've met are simply trying to put a roof on their homes or upgrade their dirt floors.
You can't imagine the conditions that these ambitious entrepreneurs have to live in. But like Erica, if they get a little capital going and they get confidence in the partnership of someone to walk alongside them, they can absolutely turn their circumstances around just like she did.
Hey guys, it's wonderful to be here again, and we're joined here by a wonderful friend of mine. He's Camilo Garcia, our VP of Strategic Alliances. He's here to share with us about this new exciting phase of the work of Opportunity in Colombia. So Camilo, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing.
Well, Brian, I'm excited to be able to start to implement the Opportunity Zone in Colombia, where it all started 50 years ago. So being able to integrate our programs and to develop this Opportunity Zone in a geographical area that we have defined as the departments of Atlántico and Bolívar, where we have a high concentration of extreme poverty and also some other social difficulties, such as the immigration we have had from Venezuela during the last 5 or 6 years. The Opportunity Zone, Brian, I have to tell you, is expected to launch this year. We are expecting to integrate the programs of EduFinance, AgFinance, microbanking. So let me tell you a little bit more about each one of these programs. We are expecting with the EduFinance program to help children to access to school, help children also to maintain going to school, and also with a quality education in the schools that they are going. These schools are going to be located where they can serve our extreme poor communities and our other impact groups that we want to help in the next years. This will be developed together with the AgFinance program that will be delivered in the rural sectors or the rural areas of Atlántico and Bolívar, where we are going with training to help farmers and farmers associations to be able to access to loans that help them to get their inputs to improve their productivity in their farm. In addition, we are going to be able to have some partnerships or find financial institutions to unlock capital, not only to the EduFinance program or to the AgFinance program, but also to micro-entrepreneurs, small and micro-entrepreneurs here in the region that will be able to create or maintain jobs. So at the end, the idea of the 3 core programs that I have mentioned is to increase the income of the families, to get their children to school, to be able to increase the food production of our farmers to serve or to feed their communities and their families. The staff has learned from the experience we have had for 50 years in Colombia. The staff knows our clients. The programs we're going to develop and the Opportunity Zone is thought based on our clients' needs. It's not based on what we know only, but also in what our clients need. Thank you, Brian. Thank you all for coming by, as I said, and hope to see you next year again here in Colombia. And you will see the impact that we have had in this first year that will surely begin in the coming days. So thank you very much for being here.
Okay, now that we have said goodbye to Camilo, we're going to be entering to see our school, which is the Atanasio Girardot Centro Popular. We will be talking to Melvis Padilla, and she will be sharing with us what it is to be part of our education program. Our education program around the world brings schools together, allows them to evaluate their practices, and then enter into a pathways of excellence that allows them to, one, do their best teaching and learning practices, best school management practices, and create a proper school culture. So let me put this on, I have to. Melvis, it's a pleasure, es un placer conocerte, muchas gracias.
Buenos días, Brian. Bienvenido al Centro Popular Atanasio Girardot.
Gracias, podemos hablar. Gracias, permiso.
Cuando este salón vuelva a estar lleno de estudiantes, cuando se vuelva a escuchar su risa, la voz de los niños, va a ser muy conmovedor. Yo creo que la primera vez que tengamos ese contacto no voy a soportar las ganas de abrazarlo. Se me aguarán los ojos porque tenerlos a ellos constantemente con la pregunta de cuándo entramos y no tener una respuesta es duro, pero va a ser muy conmovedor y va a ser una alegría total.
Del Caribe, y hoy vamos a hacer un juego para poner en práctica las nociones.
Me he beneficiado de muchas maneras por las capacitaciones que nos brinda el programa EduQuality, con las capacitaciones que nos ha brindado, nos ha ayudado en lo personal como docente, me ha ayudado en la capacitación para enfrentar esta situación, cómo manejar las herramientas que nos brindan las aplicaciones por medio de las cuales utilizamos para dar las clases. De antemano yo les daría 1000 gracias. Sé que a raíz de esta situación no puedo estar abrazando, pero créanme, un abrazo inmenso a todos. Es una oportunidad que nos están brindando tanto al colegio, al Centro Popular Atanasio Girardot, como a los docentes y también inmerso a ellos, los estudiantes, los padres. Es una oportunidad muy, muy grande y agradecidos. Espero que esto continúe, que sigan con el apoyo que nos están brindando. De verdad es muy necesario.
Having seen that teacher reminds me of the importance of the teachers in all of the education in schools around the world that Opportunity is supporting. I want to tell you a little bit about an Opportunity trip that my husband and I took with some friends a few years ago to Rwanda and Tanzania. We visited several schools, but the one that I want to talk to you about is a high school. As we entered the high school, there's a big poster on the bulletin board with a quote from Nelson Mandela that said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." As we then toured the school, we went into one room that was that school's combination laboratory, library, and computer room. It had a couple of microscopes, one shelf of books, and a couple of computer screens. We then went in to visit one of the classrooms where the students told us what their future aspirations were for when they got out of high school. They wanted to be pilots, they wanted to be engineers, they wanted to be doctors, they wanted to be lawyers. And I couldn't help but think, as we talked to those students and toured their school, that these kids were going to be the future of Tanzania. So they were living into the Nelson Mandela's motto, and I do think that all of the schools that Opportunity is supporting around the world are going a long ways towards making education change the world.
We had a long drive, but it's worth the while because we're here to visit a very special client, Mr. Tito Santamaria. He took out a loan 30 years ago, more than 30 years ago. He leveraged that loan into a business, a successful business that his family integrated into, and he has been able to help the community and help the entire family. He's a honey keeper, and the business is called Abejas Sin Miel. Come with me, let's learn about Mr. Tito Santamaria. Let's go.
Realmente yo soy santanderiano. Nací en el cañón del Chicamocha. A la edad de 7 años, mi familia, mi papá y mi mamá se fueron a vivir a Bucaramanga junto con mis otros 3 hermanos. Y en Bucaramanga estuve trabajando en la plaza de mercado en un puesto de venta de papas que era de un tío. Ya me había casado en unos 2 meses anteriores, me había casado con Miriam, mi esposa, y un día a las 8 de la mañana llegó a la plaza de mercado una llamada de Washington para Tito Santamaria, y el único teléfono que había en los 52 puestos era el que tenía mi tío, y me pasaron al teléfono. Don Ross simplemente me dijo: Tito, ¿quieres ir a trabajar con abejas a Sincelejo? Y enseguida le dije: listo, don Ross, nos vamos para allá. No consulté con nadie, después fue a decirle a la señora me dijo: vámonos. En el sentido de que cuando a uno le hacen un crédito, pueda invertirlo en lo que realmente se necesita. Gracias a Dios, bueno, por un lado la Biblia dice que no debamos nada a nadie, pero en los actuales momentos la gente, si no hay dinero, si no hay crédito, si no hay liquidez, no se pueden hacer negocios, no se puede hacer ningún proyecto. Es muy importante el dinero. Yo hice un aporte de 15,000 para empezar con 100 colmenas. En este sitio. Es un sitio que era fabuloso, espectacular para la apicultura. Pero para mí, ese primer año resultó en un fracaso muy grande, porque las colmenas fueron ubicadas en un lugar que, aunque la floración era exuberante, el sitio estaba infectado por un lugar de desechos de suero dulce de una quesera. Las abejas se me enfermaron y terminé al final del año con 13 colmenas. Con 13 colmenas, un fracaso muy grande. Sin embargo, pues don Ross supo de la realidad y él siguió apoyándome. Y cada año me hacía una visita y me daba consejos. Entonces, ser honesto, invertir en lo que se solicita y ser diligente, no quedarse dormido. Hay que hacer una cosa, hay que hacer otra, porque la palabra es muy clara, ¿no? Sí, mirad a la hormiga, oh perezoso, mirad a las abejas. Son ejemplos en la naturaleza que nos ponen a nosotros, que ya es una trayectoria de casi 50 años de estar vendiendo miel acá, pero también vendemos a clientes que tenemos en Medellín, clientes que tenemos en Bucaramanga, en Barranquilla, en Cartagena, incluso vendemos a hoteles 5 estrellas el producto de abejas sin miel. Cuando me han preguntado qué es lo mejor que le ha pasado en la vida, pues yo tengo siempre 3 o 4 respuestas. La primera es que hubiera tenido conocimientos del Evangelio de Jesucristo. Eso es lo principal. Segundo, que me haya conseguido una esposa como Miriam, temerosa de Dios y tolerante conmigo. Tercero, haber conocido la apicultura. Y cuarto, haber conocido personas como don Ross Clemenger, don Marcon Stringer, el señor Weaver, don Juan Pinzón, un amigo que está en Villavicencio, que lo quiero mucho. ¿Ve? Bueno, esas son cosas que puedo decir. Y entonces en mi vida, pues, fue muy, muy gratificante, no sin dificultades, muchos días difíciles, pero siempre la mano de Dios estuvo en el momento preciso para ayudarnos.
So we're here, guys. It's the end of the trip. We certainly experienced a lot, eh? Well, I want to thank all of you for coming here and visiting our clients. They love it when the people that we talk to them about see that they come and look at them in the eye and see that they're cared for. It's wonderful for our staff also to validate their work, and for me it's always a pleasure to be everything that you need for you to have a good trip. It's the best time for me in the inside trips. This is the end. The end is the best time for me. Why? Because we get to sit down and reflect upon what we saw and comment and ask questions. I want you to reflect about what you saw, who you met, and what touched your heart. I know that's something touched your heart, and talk about it with your families. Talk about it with your friends, with your congregation, and ask us anything that we can answer. We always love to hear what you think and any questions that you have. And if you feel that you want to contribute, think about the ways that you can help alleviate world poverty. For us, it's always a pleasure to show you how we fight against extreme world poverty. And if you feel that you want to be part of this opportunity zone, you can do by donating online right now. And all I have to say is thank you. We love you for being here. Que Dios los guarde y hasta el próximo viaje. Un abrazo. Ciao.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope that tour was everything you expected and then some. And I'm sure all of you were quite impacted by being able to see what's going on with Opportunity International. At this point in time, we'd like to take questions. And if you haven't put them in the chat box, please do. And Brian, we're going to turn it over to him and let him answer all of your questions. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Muffy. It's good to see you here again. It's always wonderful to see you, an old friend of ours here in Colombia. I wanted to say hello to everybody again, and I wanted to pop in and right after our trip and see if you have any questions that I can maybe answer and address any questions you have. Please go ahead and add your question to the chat box. I'm looking at right now, and our team will be scanning and at the chat during our travels, and I'll be trying to answer them now. So looks like Sandra asks, what are some of the businesses that our opportunity clients run? Most of the women in our savings loans associations have businesses that have to do with food. Food is something that's always in demand, especially after the pandemic. We have clients that go out in the morning and sell coffee. They carry the coffee in a thermos and bread in a little plastic bag, and they sell a piece of bread and a cup of coffee for a couple of 100 pesos, and that is breakfast. Other clients go out to the markets and source fish, freshly caught fish, and go to the wealthier neighborhoods and sell the fish. They sell avocado. They go around the neighborhoods yelling pescado, pescado, or aguacate, and people come out in their balconies and buy the fish and the produce that our clients source in their carts. In the communities also, we have our clients that have their own little stores, and they sell a homemade ice cream, and it's basically water with a tang-like product of different flavors. They put this water in long plastic bags, tie it at the end, and freeze them, the ones that have a freezer, and they sell this also for 100 pesos. To give you an idea, 3,600 pesos is $1. So 36 of these ice creams is $1. Clients, oh, I forgot, you saw Shirley. Shirley is one of our most valued savings and loans officers. She started as an Avon lady, believe it or not. Our clients sell a lot of catalog sales. They sell perfumes, they sell beauty supplies to the ladies in the communities, because every lady needs to look beautiful, and that is something that does not disappear with poverty. So they source the products, they sell them on credit, and then they collect in the community on a weekly basis. Let's see what else. Well, we have one from Jim, and Jim says, how have opportunity clients adapted in the midst of the pandemic, and what does the near future look like for them and their businesses? Okay, I can answer in two ways. About their businesses, they have adjusted. A lot of our clients have come together in their groups and do basic food bazaar. They call them gastronomic bazaars or gastro bazaars, and they cook, and then they sell the lunch prepared for maybe 1,600 pesos or 2,000 pesos, which consists of rice and fish and maybe yuca or potatoes. And they sell food in the communities. They also have adapted in ways that they sell products more broken up in terms of oil. Let's say they sell cooking oil a cap at a time, so our clients can source their products on a daily basis as they make money. In terms of the community, our communities have doubled in terms of people living there. A lot of Venezuelan refugees have come in, and they have taken over the spaces that were not taken over. Sadly, where there was trees, there's no more trees. They've cut down the trees and use the trees or the logs to build their huts, and our communities have become more precarious and more populated because of the pandemic, because the ones that used to, the Colombians that used to be able to pay a small rent cannot anymore, so they've come into these areas that are up for grabs, and a lot of Venezuelan refugees have also come into the community. So this is something that, let me put my phone on silent. This is one way that our communities have been impacted by the pandemic. Let's see another question we have. There's here one that we get a lot. When you say teach financial literacy, what types of things does that include? So our financial literacy modules have several modules. We start with how to do a savings plan, because of course they start saving and we want them to have a goal. So they do short, middle, and long-term saving plans. They learn how to do that. They have a goal, and then they have to project how much they have to sell on a monthly or a weekly basis to get to that goal, and how long it will take that for them to get to that goal. They also learn budgeting for their businesses, how to do accounting or keep bookkeeping. They also learn how to learn about two important modules. Is learning about the Colombian financial system, because a lot of them don't know about the Colombian financial system, and they're actually scared about entering or getting a savings account, or even asking for a credit when they're eligible. And a lot of Venezuelans that come in from Venezuela, fresh from Venezuela, they don't know anything about our Colombian financial system, because for all intents and purposes, there is no Venezuelan financial system available to them. So these are the things that we teach them. So I mentioned savings plan, budgeting, how to do, and learning about the Colombian financial system, and how to do online and virtual transactions, and how to use applications for their financial dealings, because more and more applications are available to them, and more the banks and even the IMFs, the micro finance companies are going virtual. So we teach them about how to deal with these applications. Next question from Steve. His question is, how does your education program work? Our education program is a worldwide education program. It's a wonderful program. It's called EduFinance. EduFinance has two components. The first component is teaching IMFs or microfinance organizations to design and render the right credit, savings, and insurance products to the schools in these communities. These are vulnerable schools in vulnerable communities. So they learn how to design the right products. Once these products are available to the schools, then the schools take the products, and we take these schools that receive the products, mostly loans, so they can build schools, so they can improve the quality of the facilities of the school. We bring these schools together and we form clusters. These clusters do a self-evaluation in several areas that are conducted by very highly trained education specialists that we have here in country, and with the support of the United States and Africa. So they embark in this self-evaluation. Once the self-evaluation comes, then the cluster as a group, of course, they work together and they share experiences, which is something that is very important. And as you saw, our savings groups come together, work together, and share experiences. So our schools do the same. We bring them together, we ask them to work together, share experiences, and embark in what Eduquality calls the pathway to excellence. So they move through a 3-year program, and the goal is to get them to a place where they render the best quality education available for our children, because education, as we all know, is a key. Education and supporting women. Let's see, education. We have one more question. Oh no, several more questions. how do you see people participate in the savings? Oh, how do you select? I'm sorry. How do you select the people participating in our savings and loans groups? Are there a lot of people desiring to be part, or do we need to actually seek out people? We have several. Right now, we have 8 savings and loans officers that go out into the communities, their own communities, and they look for community leaders, mostly pastors and community leaders that bring people from the community together, and then we present to them the methodology. Of course, a lot of people are looking for this help because they understand that training and a chance to save and a chance to receive loans from that group is something that they value a lot, and they understand that they can leverage their businesses through these loans. So we do actually seek out people. However, once our methodology is known in the community, then we have clients or people wanting to be part of these groups. One more, 2 more. No, actually more. I heard Camilo say the new program will help women specifically. Why are they a target? Well, as I said, that education is one way of supporting our or helping our clients build resiliency and help them their way out of ultra poverty. And of course, women are a key ingredient in these methodologies. When you help a woman save, when you help a woman get trained, when you help a woman get educated, when you help a woman get a loan, you're helping the woman and the children. You're helping the family nucleus. So we do actually actively look for vulnerable communities, vulnerable families, but organically the families are leaded, or the head of the family is very often a woman. Organically, our savings and loans groups are made up of women. We see a 70 to 80% women, and just for those reasons, because when you help a woman, you help the entire family. That does not mean that we turn our back on men. Of course, we have men in our savings and loans groups, but organically 70 to 80% of our clients are women. So even if we did not realize that when you help a woman, you help a family, organically or naturally, the women are more interested in doing these type of programs and projects because they understand that they need to feed their family. And in ultra poor conditions, men sometimes have more than one family. So it is on the shoulders of the women to support their children, because a lot of men are not in the home a lot of the time. We have well, probably this will be the last one, but let me read. The woman Erica mentioned that moving to a new strata. Can you explain what is meant by that? Of course, Colombia, the Colombian government many years ago decided to cross-subsidize our society, cross-subsidize. So it divided the neighborhoods in stratas. So we have from strata 1, which are a lot of our clients. However, we have strata 0, which are neighborhoods that have not been accepted or are into the books. Basically, they're squatter communities. So we have strata 0 unofficially, but officially we have strata 1, which is the poorest, to strata 6.
which is the richest. So strata 6 actually pays more for their electric bill, even if they use the same electricity, the same watts for in their home as a home in strata 1, but they pay more with the idea of cross-subsidizing that. When the strata 6 pays more, then that extra payment goes to subsidize the payment of strata 1. They pay a fraction of what strata 6 pays, and so on as you go down on stratas. However, this has stigmatized our society. So when you want to put someone down, you call them strata 0, strata 1, or strata 2. And when you want to say that somebody thinks that they're too good for everybody else, you say you're strata 22. So that is basically the strata system. It started out as a well-meaning program, and it does in terms of financial cross subsidy. However, it stigmatizes the poorest neighborhoods. So everybody, I'm getting the signal that it's time to go. Thank you all for your questions. I love hearing from you and understanding what is in your mind when you come to these insight trips. We love you for being here, as I said, and please look for an email from us that will have recording of this event. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Share that this video with people that you might think that are interested in our program. And thank you for traveling with us. Oh, don't forget, there's a donate button in your page. And if you feel so inclined to, please donate, and we would love the help. And thank you so much for traveling with us again. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We love you for being here. Los amamos por estar acá. Mil y mil gracias. Y hasta el próximo viaje. Chao.